It is very interesting to speak about visual effects for television because the budget's so different than a major feature.
Visual effects on television. Interesting angle. Marge was on a roll.
Did you guys have some unique challenges that you had to overcome?
I think for us the biggest challenge more than the visual effects was to create the type of characters that we create for feature films and apply that into into what would be a TV special.
The great thing about this was we had basically a feature quality crew working on television production schedule and budget, and normally television schedules necessitate really kind of cranking through footage at a really rapid rate, and we still had those kind of pressures, but the caliber of the animator on the crew was just amazing on this. So the stuff kind of flew through really fast. It was kind of like a downtime project in between features for us, so not everyone was on it, but most of the crew that we have for a feature film was involved, and I think that's the reason why it went through so fast, because it was probably a much larger crew than a normal television show would have.
Did you have to create some of your own programs, or were you using standard animation and effects programs?
We pretty much use the same production pipeline from future animation project.
I think the company invested like same as it would be for a production for a feature film in terms of talent. It was just, Mark say, like in amount of time. So I think it probably was the similar resources.
Okay, that's for a television feature by Disney. What about a weekly television series? Marge kept peeling away at the layers.
So you won for compositing in CSI. I bet people don't really realize that there is compositing and some visual effects work really going on in the show. Do you basically have work that you do in each episode?
Almost every episode, yeah.
Every episode has something.
A lot of the work that compositors do tends to be, like, if it's truly successful, it's stuff that you don't realize is there. But of course, in this particular instance, you realize it's there. It's a frozen moment, so.
Yeah, everything was CG or composited, so
yes.
it was very obvious. And
there was at least one paint stroke on every frame of that entire thing, so.
How many different layers are you primarily, or especially in the episode that you won for? How many layers do you say you were?
How many layers for what we were working on for the award? Hundreds. I couldn't tell you how many exactly, but quite a few.
yeah, because you have the background, the art, the actors, and then everything that was flying around, that was frozen. All of that is like, separate. So yeah, many layers. Yeah.
Generally, in a regular episode that's not so effects laden, how much work are you?
Well, it's really it's per shot, but several dozen.
Okay.
I would say.
Marge was all over the layers per episode question. Then she decided to spring a few questions on a wily old veteran of TV effects.
Can you step down here, please?
Okay.
Right there.
Perfect. So we're going with the crease?
And right here's your
Up till the final conclusion of Battlestar Galactica, were you still using models? Because I believe that you were combining some model work with the computer work.
No, actually, by the time we got to the end of the show, we were pretty much doing everything CGI. So we photographed all of the live action, obviously, on green screen, and some of the set pieces, but for the most part, it's all CGI.
That's awesome.
Truthfully, I think that the change is a natural evolution. We were able to finally, what I did for years, for instance, when I worked back on Battlestar, or not, back on Star Trek, before I did Battlestar Galactica, really, I shot models up until the last season on that show. And I did that because I thought I could do a better job. I thought I could tell a better story with models. But eventually, the technology became so powerful and so functional in the storytelling that I had to switch over entirely to CG. And I think now, going back to miniatures, certainly there will always be a place for miniatures in features and in television. But right now, for the broad stroke of the storytelling, CGI is the way to go.
And are you working on Caprica now?
Yes, I'm doing Caprica now, which is, have you had a chance to see any of it yet?
I haven't. I don't have cable.
Behind, catch up. You don't have cable.
I don't have cable.
Get satellite.
The Battlestar Galactica guy telling Marge to get a satellite and give up the old rabbit ears. Huh. I won't be holding my breath.